Tell us a little bit how you got your started on in the music industry.
Well, I'm 21. I've been doing this since I was 15. I linked up with the indie label back in my hometown, Richmond, Virginia. The same people responsible for putting out Chris Brown. And got into the studio with them, started doing shows. By 16, I did an all-female tour that went along the East Coast. And then went to school, went to college, and linked up with some producers down there that worked at a Timberland studio with Mosley Music Group, and just started writing heavy and pumping out mixtapes.
When did you know that music, this was like life for you?
6. When I got my first solo in the church choir.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So,
You start out in church. It always starts at church. Who are some of your musical influences?
Lauryn Hill. Definitely Lauryn Hill, Jay-Z. Those are the two artists I quote the most.
Mm-hmm.
So, Lauryn Hill, Jay-Z.
Have you met Lauryn Hill? Or?
No, but I gave her manager my mixtape after Rock the Bells last year.
Oh, wow.
And then like 2 weeks later, I got a call and I heard my music playing in the back. And I was just like, what's that? He was like, I walked by her room. She's listening to it now. And I cried. Like, I could have quit that day. I was good, you know, but...
That's like a dream come true.
And I didn't even ask feedback. I was like, what did she say? What songs did she skip? I didn't ask anything. I just cried.
Wow, wow.
Yeah, those are definitely my biggest influences.
So I read that end of last year you got signed to Rick Ross's label. Mm-hmm. How did that come about? And that's major.
Right. Yes, shout out to Rick Ross and Maybach Music for giving me this opportunity. Definitely, I linked up with Ross repeatedly in Virginia when I was out there for school. Run into him at the radio station. We exchanged contact then, and then like a couple months later, I was opening for him at Homecomings out there, and then a few days after that, I was in Miami recording with him, and then after that came, Maybach Music co-sign. So just being in the right place in the right time and having it match the grind.
Looking at your journey of where you're at right now, you're about to do CMJ for the first time, and you're signed to one of the hottest rappers around their label. Did you imagine this at 6, at 13, that you would be where you are right now? And do you feel like that, are you good, or is there something you still want to shoot for?
I had hopes, but even as we sit here this day, I still have hopes, like there's so much more I want to attain and accomplish. I'm truly blessed, I don't count my blessings at all. I'm truly blessed, but like, we're doing this interview in Nick Cannon's office at MTV right now. Like, I never thought I'd be sitting here chilling, so yeah, I definitely had hope to get here, but it's so much more I want to accomplish. So,
right.
Every day is something new.
So what is it like you're performing tonight? Tell us a little bit about your performance as part of CMJ.
Yes, shout out to Sir Charles with Hustle Mode. He hit me up the other day to perform for CMJ. The event's called Nudie Bars. It should be real interesting because it's supposed to be live, exotic dancers and everything while we're performing. Love half-naked girls. False. But, so hopefully this is the first of many CMJs. This is new to me. I just moved to New York. I didn't even hear about it. I know I'm familiar with South by Southwest and the A3Cs, and I heard this is the one in New York, and it's only Wednesday, Monday, Tuesday. I was in the streets and having a blast.
Right.
Going to all the events.
No sleep. Sleep.
So I'm definitely excited to be a part and show New York what I have to offer tonight.
Yeah. So you have a couple of mixtapes out. Tell us what we can expect from your performance, and is there anything new brewing that we might hear tonight?
Right. Yeah, 3 mixtapes, Sweet and Sour, Miseducation of Audra, and No Such Thing Does Exist, which is my most recent. I'm definitely going to do a few cuts from that song. I have a lot of new material. I don't know if I'm going to open up the hatch for that tonight. I don't even have the project title, but I have so many songs. I've been in the studio working with different producers on trying to find that sound, experimenting with different sounds. So for tonight, I'm definitely going to go back to the last project, some things that people will be familiar with to perform tonight.
What's your creative process when you're about to put together a mixtape or now that you're starting to think about your next project? What is it? What do you like sit down and write, or do you just hear a beat and you just go in and go for it?
It's a little bit of both. Sometimes I write the most in the car and in the shower, and especially in New York, I'm not in a car, so I'll be on the train with my Beats by Dre headphones on, just going on the train. But sometimes I just write without a beat, and then sometimes I hear a beat that inspires me, and I'll just, well, the thing with me when I hear beats, I name it first. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I look to see what the producer named it, so I can see what their mind was with when they created it, and I try to go off that. But if it doesn't strike me, I give it a title first, and then try to write to that title that assigned to the beat.
Awesome. How would you describe your music?
Definitely diverse. As I just stated, I'm definitely trying to find that sound, because so many different sounds inspire me. Mm-hmm. I would say I'm a multifaceted artist. I love techno. I'm really big into dubstep right now.
Okay.
Hip hop, of course, R&B, jazz. Well, my grandma helped raise me, listening to jazz, Fitzgerald, Louis Armstrong, all of that. So, for me to draw from all these different sounds, I'm really trying to experiment and find my own. So, I would say my sound is definitely diverse. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you mentioned that you're listening to a lot of techno. Mm-hmm. I was going to ask you the most important question I could ever ask anybody is, what 5 artists are you are you listening to on your playlist that you think everybody should be listening to?
Oh. You know what? The Weeknd is really big for me right now. I know it's not techno. I don't know what genre to put that in. There's so many genres emerging nowadays. But The Weeknd is big with me. Janae, Aiko Aku, I messed her name up. But she's a West Coast artist. Mm-hmm. I love her voice. It's very sultry. Brandon Hines, I've been a fan of him for a while. These are all 3 singers. Mm-hmm. I'm really big at singing too, but I can't sing. But yeah, and I listen to the dubstep group Bear and Datsik. They have this track called King Kong that I keep on repeat. I love them. And Audra the Rapper.
if you weren't rapping, and if music was not an option, and you graduated from school, what would you be doing right about now?
Nobody believes me when I tell them this. Nobody believes me. Egyptology. No, I wanted to go to school for Egyptology, but no school in Virginia had it as a major, and I couldn't afford out-of-state tuition. But I'm obsessed with the Egyptian culture.
Oh, wow.
I'm obsessed. So ever since I was about 6 years old and somebody told me my name was Egyptian for storm, whether it's true or not, I just researched and fell in love.
Do you feel like some of that culture influences either the way you dress or something about your music?
Definitely the way I dress. Definitely the way I dress. I'm real big in thrifting and antiquing and just going back to the past, and I love African inspired pieces. And I normally have this I don't have it today, but headband and with jewels, and this Egyptian jewelry designer made it for me, and definitely the way I dress.
How would you describe your personal style, since you're big into thrifting and have these African styles? Have you created your own little personal style, or? People
say I have. I didn't set out to do it, but I would say it's really carefree. It's natural. I don't try. I just do what I feel when it comes to dressing. Whatever makes me feel comfortable, because I feel like if you're comfortable with how you look, you're comfortable in whatever you set out to do that day.
Does your personal style influence your music?
I could say it's interchangeable. My style influences my music. My music influences my style. I get some people who tell me, you don't sound how you look and look how you sound. But at the end of the day, who wants somebody that's predictable?
So what's next? What can we, 2012 is coming soon.
Lauryn Hill influences my musical sound, but Queen Latifah influences my life. She's
All right.
mogul. I'm trying to have an office next to Nick Cannon. I'm trying to, have a primetime show. I'm trying to do it all for real. I really am.
So let's make a prediction. Where do you see yourself in, let's say, just 5 years? 5 years.
With an office at Viacom, sitting next to you. Yeah, so much I want to do. Music is definitely the engine to the car. It's a stepping stone to a lot of greater things. I want to do a lot. I want to be a staple in the entertainment industry, both on scene and behind it.
Well, we heard it first. We heard it first, and I do think it's going to happen.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for taking time out with us.